Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Foliage. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So guys, I've just come back from a long vacation and I've got some little bit of cuttings along with me. Now the reason of making this video is because a lot of people were asking me, is it possible to get plants on flight? So that is the reason why I thought I'll quickly make a video on how you can get the plants and what are the things you need to remember while getting plants on flight. Now definitely on domestic flights, you can carry plants, you can carry live plants, not only in the aircraft, but you can even carry it along with you inside the cabin. But remember guys, avoid getting the plants with pots because we all know that in aircrafts and in airline industry, weight matters a lot. As we all know, the bags should not be more than 7 kgs and the other bags that tend to go inside the cargo should not be more than 15 kgs. So obviously we want to make our bags very lighter in order to get them on the aircraft. So obviously if you're going to carry those heavy pots, it's no use. So try to get as much as cuttings as possible. Now another suggestion is always try to carry the plants along with you inside the cabin because that's much safer rather than putting them in the cargo. Because what happens is when you tend to put live plants in the cargo, there are other bags also that tend to come in and there are high chances that your plants might get damaged or they might get squeezed. So it's always better to carry cuttings along with you inside the cabin. And as you can see, I have put in a lot of these cuttings in this plastic bag and you can just collect them, you can just wrap them like this and you can just put them in the bag. It's very easy. Now because usually the flight time is very less, so there is no danger of the plants drying out. Now here as you can see, I carried some ferns as well. And as you know that ferns are very delicate, they tend to dry out really fast. So what I've done over here is I have put them in this tissue and I happen to wet the tissue a little bit, even though the flight time was only 50 minutes, but still I didn't want to take any chance. So what I did is I just wet the tissue and I made it and I just put it across the root ball so that the roots do not dry. So you can see how healthy the ferns are. And these are some other cuttings that I got, but mainly these were all crouton cuttings that I've got because I didn't had any of these plants and I wanted to have some of them in my garden. So I got a lot of these cuttings. So probably there are around 20 to 25 cuttings. Now what I have done is, or what you can also do is, whenever you tend to get any kind of cuttings, always try to get at least more than one, because in case if one does not work out, you always have another plant for backup. So that is what I did is I took 2 cuttings of each variety of croutons and I put them in this bag. Now as I said, it was very light. I was not much worried about the weight because these were only cuttings. But in case if you tend to get certain plants that do require a lot of moisture, so what you can do is you can just add a little bit of soil in the root area and then cover them up with newspaper. But ensure guys, do not carry pots inside the aircraft. Probably they are not allowed because there is going to be a lot heavier. And as we all know, if you're going to carry them, then you cannot carry any other bags because this itself are going to be very heavy. And we all know that we tend to get pots and soil very easily. So it's always better to fly light and do not carry too much of weight along with you. So this is how I have done the cuttings. And as I said that it was only a 50 minutes flight, so I wasn't much worried because these were very fresh cuttings. I had my flight at around 4 in the afternoon, so I had done these cuttings in the morning so that the cuttings would have remained fresh. So you can see all of these plants are doing quite well. It's going to take some time for them to root. So because these are croutons, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting them in leca for them to root. I'll add some water and I'll put them in a leca so that they would be rooting easily. I will definitely make a video on how to use leca. You will be able to get a better idea. But right now, these are the cuttings that I'll be putting it in water. There were some plants that I got with roots. Now in case if you're getting plants with roots, I would advise you to directly put them into the soil. Do not wait because they already have roots and roots tend to dry. So as soon as you get your plants with roots, just pot them then and there. Whereas these are cuttings, what I tend to do is whenever I take any kind of cuttings, I let them dry for a day or so and then I put them in water. But as I said, these I can either put them in water or I can put them in leca. And as I said, I will make a video on leca, so you'll be able to understand better how to use leca. And once they start to root, I will definitely make a video and show it to you. So for today, these cuttings will be out. They won't be in water. I will just let all the cuts dry and then proceed putting them in water. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care.